Episode 9 is set to introduce a total of 8 new characters in this story by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, when we think about Episode 9, there are so many things happening for this movie that's really going to make it stand out on its own, from both The Force Awakens and, of course, The Last Jedi. Now, looking forward to everything here, a lot of people are very curious about the new villain in Episode 9, especially the new threat that is going to make Kylo Ren feel very vulnerable at a certain point in time in the story. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with the new villain's identity in Episode 9. Specifically, it's described that one of the costume designs that was used on set for one of the scenes in the third act was of the new villains that confronts Kylo Ren in a certain scene that is vital to the plot of the film. It's described that the costume is described as Leader Kraith. It's described that the costume has a sleek design to it and is mostly black and brown shades, and a raised collar with metallic armor on the chest. Another of which consists of a concept art description of the new villain, holding a staff-like weapon with both hands, as if he or she is pulling it apart into two pieces in front of Kylo Ren. It's unclear if this is the Vector Ritsu character, alternate name, or the female villain codenamed Samara. Another part of the costume that was used for a scene was a helmet that is said to be a Roman helmet meets Star Wars, and was described as Leader Kraith's helmet. So the character's name is spelled Leader, C-R-A-T-H, Kraith, not to get mixed up with the planet Kraith, but Kraith like that. So what's really interesting about all of this is that I want to go over a couple of parts about this. Now, we're not quite certain exactly who Leader Kraith, quote-unquote, is going to be, whether or not it's the character dubbed and known as Vector Ritsu, or if it's going to be the minor female villain dubbed as Samara. That's the code name for one of the female villains in Star Wars Episode 9 that uses a whip-like weapon. Now, the fact that the character's name is, of course, Leader Kraith, it tells us that this most likely is going to be the main villain in Star Wars Episode 9, and is likely an alternate name of course, Vector Ritsu. Perhaps the actual full name is Vector Ritsu Kraith, for all we know, we're not quite sure. But what's really intriguing about this is, of course, the costume design of the villain. It's actually described to be a robe of some kind, a black outfit that has a lot of brown shades to it with a raised collar with a actual armored chest piece for battle between himself and or herself and Kylo Ren. So what I find very intriguing about the new villain in Episode 9 is that it seems as though that J.J. Abrams is really trying to use this new threat as a way in order to really bring both forces together, both light and dark, to fight on a greater evil. And that, of course, is both Kylo Ren and Rey in this story. So this new villain, we have actually been hearing about him or her for a very long time now. There's one major villain and one minor villain, as far as we know. And for all we know, maybe this is a third villain. I'm not going to go as far to say that it is, but I will say that it most likely is an alternate name to either Samara or Vector Ritsu in Episode 9. So, Leader Kraith, I actually like the sound of that. It sounds very familiar. It may actually sound, very familiar to guys of like Darth Krayt or something like that, but it's not the same exact name. So Kraith, it's once again spelled C-R-A-T-H. I'm not quite sure about the meaning behind that name, or if there ever was a character named that in the EU and or Legends material. To my knowledge, I have never seen a name like that before in the Star Wars franchise, so if you guys have any clue about that, do let everybody know below in the comments. Now, what I like about this scenario, though, is of course one of the actual concept art descriptions of the new villain wielding a staff with both hands as if he or she is pulling it apart into two different pieces in front of Kylo Ren during a battle between the two. So could this very well be one of the new weapons that will be wielded by the new villain in Episode 9? It seems like J.J. Abrams is really putting in a lot of great ideas into this movie and a lot of great sequences for the character of Kylo Ren to actually challenge himself in order to really grow as a character, and to the point where he's going to feel very vulnerable, where Kylo Ren is going to have to improvise, right? We do know that Kylo Ren as a character, so far from what we have seen, is a character that's been pretty much, you know, going with the plan here and there, but now it seems like in episode 9, he's really going to have to improvise because of this major new threat in episode 9 by JJ. Team up and go up against that threat. It sounds something similar to that scenario that will be implemented into Star Wars Episode 9 as a film, and I honestly really do like that. It kind of sends a great message, and it really makes things a little bit more interesting because we do know that the Skywalker saga is ending, so they do have to end it in a way where basically, you know, there's not going to be another conflict or anything around those lines if they truly are ending the Skywalker saga. And I think that what they're trying to do here with this new villain, dubbed as, of course, Leader Kraith, I think what's really great about this character, whoever he or she is that it is also going to serve as a tool for that Kylo Ren redemption arc to begin. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.